Assalamu alaikum. I was requested to refute, reply a debate that occurred between some parties with regard to the creed versus Islamic philosophy. Now, number one, before I begin with my refutation, I would like to remind all that there is nothing called in Islam Islamic philosophy, because philosophy has no place in Islam. Okay, making your mind, using your analogy, that's not haram in Islam, no. But this philosophy that consisted rules made by pagan people who never prostrated to Allah, and they keep talk about what Allah should, how He should be, and how He shouldn't be. This is not their affair. They're philosophers, okay? And their philosophy about lively issues, experimental things, right, go ahead. You're blessed. Even if the Muslims benefited from them in terms of lively issues, there's no problem. But matter of religion, matter of creed, it is shameful to call the philosophy Islamic after the four Imams, Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa, Malik, and Ahmad, criticized this kind of philosophy. Let me give it a terminology: archaeology. Archaeology. Because this is what it means in Arabic. Ilmul Jadal. Now, Islam has nothing to do with that, especially when their rules about Allah clash and disagree with what Allah described Himself, and that caused a big division in the Ummah. That is why the early scholars, they recognized the danger of the philosophy and they prohibited it, to the extent that, as you can see now, Ash-Shafi'i declared fatwa, verdict, that my verdict with regard to those who seek to learn and teach ilmul kalam, archaeology, is that they should be put over the donkeys, and they should be tightened, and they should be humiliated, and they should be walking in circles. That means going in circles around the villages or the cities, and they should be given some lashes by the leaves of the tree or even the shoes. Not only this, but in Siyar A'lam al-Nubala, the great book of Al-Dhahabi, which is today printed of 25 volumes, in the volume 10, page 29, Al-Dhahabi quoted Al-Shafi'i saying, but even casting them out of cities, extradite them, throw them out of the city, casting them out. This is the Shafi'i fatwa regarding those who seek to learn or to teach this kind of ilmul kalam, which the Ash'aris today, they are involved with. And anyone who wants to study the Ash'ari Aqidah must read the books translated in Arabic, and they have rules about what Allah should be, what Allah shouldn't be. One of the things, that Allah has no sound, that Allah should not be speaking, that Allah speaks in Himself, and Jibreel recognized what Allah meant in Himself, and He expressed the meanings in Allah's soul in words, which we find those words now in the Quran, and the Quran is a Jibrili Quran, not divine Quran. In this book, Al-Insaf, for Al-Baqillani, a Ash'ari core cleric, who made it clear that this Quran expresses the meaning of the words that are in Allah's soul. Jibreel recognized them, He understood them, then He formed them in letters and words, and then He descended them. So this Quran was suggested by Jibreel. translated by him. Because they believe, the Ash'aris believe that, yes, Allah speaks, but without words, without letters, without sound. It's just like saying Allah is existed, but He is neither in nor out. So they keep traces of doubt in the ears of those who hear them. So this man, al-Baqillani, he made it clear that the Quran is the words of Jibreel, not the words of Allah. I have all evidences. I'm very professional about that. I never speak any of what I claim without having the knowledge and the proof about it. Imam Ahmad in Ihya Ulumuddin, volume 1, page 95. Go check Ihya Ulumuddin. He said, Ulama'ul kalami zanadiqa. Those clerics of archaeology, they are heretics. So how do you call it Islamic philosophy? This is a felony in itself. The other felony that all of those Ash'aris, they call this ilm al-kalam, they call it ilm al-tawheed. Even Ghazali himself, he criticized this. He said this is not the tawheed. The tawheed of Rasulullah was not the type of this tawheed. In this tawheed, they say that God has no figure. He's not like the tree. He's not like the branch. He's not of the things that can be smelled, can be tasted. This is how they speak about Allah. This is not the tawheed that Allah sent Muhammad with. This is a confession given by Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari himself in his book Maqalat al-Islamiyyin about the people of Karam, how they talk about Allah. This is the way they exalt Allah, saying that He should not be moving, He should not be speaking, He has no color, He has no taste. What kind of tawheed is this? They diverted people from the tawheed of worshipping Allah alone. This was the tawheed that caused the Prophet to have fight, a war, that caused the Sahaba to shed their blood, to have their blood shedded because of this. Because the whole tawheed of the Prophet, that it caused the Prophet to clash with his own community in Mecca, is about supplicating Allah alone, worshipping Allah alone. This ilm al-kalam, it ends up with, there is no creator for the world except Allah. Well, everybody knows that this is natural. This had been systemized in the body of every person, in the soul of every person. So how the top of Tawheed with ilm al-kalam is to prove that there is one creator. Islam came for the Tawheed which is further than that. Since you know that He is one creator, worship that one creator only. That's why some people think that when the atheists say, all right, now I believe that there's God, say, oh wow, well, that's a big achievement. MashaAllah, Allahu Akbar. Now he believes that there is creator, that there is God. Since he was in the back of his father Adam, that means he was in the descendants of their father Adam. Allah said to all what He is about to create, since they were in the back of their father Adam, am I your Lord? They all said yes. And that is in Surah Al-A'raf, verses 172, 173. You will find that. And mention when your Lord took from the children of Adam, from their loins, their descendants, and made them testify of themselves, saying to them, am I not your Lord? They said, yes, we testify. Then Allah said, lest you should say on the day of resurrection, indeed, we were of this unaware. Or that you may say, it was only that our fathers associated others in worship with Allah before, and we were but descendants after them. See? So this is natural thing, to believe that there is one creator. This what we also reply to the atheists, that they know what they are denying and ignoring.
They know it necessarily.
In fact, the disbelievers, the pagans of Quraysh, Allah challenged them. He said to his prophet, if you ever ask them who created the heavens and the earth, they will surely, certainly be saying to you, it is Allah. So what was their problem? Their problem, did he take one God for us? There should be many gods. Now, understanding the word God, this is another problem with those people. God means the one that should be worshipped. Rabb is the one that is the owner, the creator, etc.
It is true what Umar said, that it will be a catastrophe when there come in the body of Islam those who did not understand what was Jahiliyyah, ignorance. Because if you don't know how was the age of ignorance, you may be following them, imitating them, reviving their misguidance while you do not perceive it.
So the Rabb is different than Ilah. Ilah means the one that should be worshipped. So, what was the type of their worship, those pagans? In the beginning of Surah Az-Zumar, they say, we worship them not but that they drive us closer to Allah. Who are those gods? Dead righteous people. When they supplicate them, they are worshipping them in Allah's perspective. Allah said in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ عِبَادٌ أَمْثَالُكُمْ. Those whom you are supplicating, invoking, apart from Allah, are humans, servants of Allah, the like of you, not rocks. No, not statues, no. Oh, the statues have been made, their images, the images of the statues were made after those righteous dead people. That was the problem. And this was the problem of the first shirk occurred at the lifetime of Nuh alayhi salam. Before Adam and Nuh, 10 generations, there was no shirk. It just started at the lifetime of Nuh. Who are the gods of the people of Nuh? Wud, Suwa', Yaghuth, Ya'uq, Nasr, according to Surah Nuh. Who are those? Ibn Abbas said, those are righteous people at the time of Nuh. When they died, people were so sad for their death because of their righteous people. Time by time, they started to make i'tikaf at their graves. Then after that, they pictured them. Then after that, they worshipped them. Supplicating. The worship is supplication. Sometimes we have to focus on the terminology because it helps much on sorting out the problem, making people understand what sometimes it's blurring, it's not clear. So I did not hear the whole discussion about that yet, but this is a preface. And it consists a warning, don't call the philosophy that Shafi'i condemned, Ahmad condemned, Abu Hanifa condemned, Malik condemned, all scholars, early scholars in the 3 generations condemned. Don't call it Islamic after they condemned it.
Ironically, those people, they come to us and say, why don't you follow the 4 madhabs? So we say to them, why didn't you follow the 4 madhabs in their warning and prohibition against this argument system? They said it's haram, and those who follow it should be punished. You claim that you follow the 4 madhabs, yet you are disobeying them in their prohibition to this philosophy, calling it Tawheed or Islamic philosophy. As I do not allow Islamic pig, I do not allow Islamic blasphemy philosophy.
Now, after this, inshallah, I will be making maybe 1, 2, 3 parts in my refutation to this. But before I end, it really saddens my heart that one who struggled to make life struggle to make life, he finds himself obliged to betray the religion of Allah for his life making. And I mean by that Yasir al-Qadi. He's a cheater. He is talkative. And most of what he speaks is not beneficial. But it ends up with flirting, giving courtesy to the kufr and to the ways of bid'ah. That's how it had ended with this man. And I really, wallahi, I'm so displeased with him. And I don't like him. And I don't like the way he tried to, to be mudhabdhab. Mudhabdhab, the one who is wavering in between. You can't tell. Sometimes he's trying to make a way in between kufr and iman, trying to reconcile iman and kufr. He wants iman, faith, to shake hands with kufr. Come on, love one another. Come on, kufr, come iman, shake hands, love one another, give kiss the cheeks of one another. Come on. Okay. Yes. Islam is true. There's no doubt. But also, kufr, also, it has similarity to the truth of Islam. It's gay. Who's harmed by that? The whole ummah. Who's benefited by that? Yasir al-Qadi. I will continue, inshallah, to give my comments, refutations after this debate that occurred, which was titled as Islamic Creed versus what? Islamic philosophy. No philosophy in Islam. Alhamdulillah. The book and the sunnah are enough, sufficient, by which we do not need this philosophy. There is no need for it. In our matter of religion, there is no need for it. If there is a need for it in lively issues, go ahead, no problem. But don't allow it to enter the body of Islam. Neither to call it ilm al-tawheed or ilm al-kalam or al-jadal al-islami, Islamic archaeology. No.
Simply because there's no philosophy in Islam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.